What do you think about this defensive line? Do you think that they're going to be, I don't know, I don't really want to ask, are they going to be better than the 2023 defensive line? Do you think they might end up being deeper, though? That's something that we have heard from the 49ers, is that they believe that their defensive line will be deeper than they were a year ago.
I think you have to think that because last year coming into the season, Kerry Hyder was one of your defensive ends, and I like Kerry Hyder, but as far as the guys they got now, like I feel more comfortable with like Yetur Gross-Matos, or even Drake Jackson was a big significant role at the front part of this defensive line, and he's going to be 4-5 as part of the rotation. So I think in that it's easy to see the depth of defensive end has changed. Leonard Floyd is going to be the consummate pro and just stabilize that defensive end opposite of Bosa. And then you've got Gross-Matos that can come in and do the things he does. I think right away, defensive end just feels more deep. You're going to have Robert Beal in year 2. You're going to have Drake Jackson, hopefully better Drake Jackson in year 3. I know he's coming off an injury. So you got to feel like there's more depth there. With defensive tackle, I think it's a little bit more complicated because you lost Eric Armstead, and you knew what you were going to consistently get from him. I mean, he played 12 games last year and still had 5 sacks. I mean, the guy just is a real, elite player on the inside. It's just he couldn't stay healthy. So replacing him is difficult. Malik Collins, Jordan Elliott, that is good. 2 starters. One started with the Texans, one started with Cleveland. That's really good. That's a better depth than you have from Kinlaw, in my opinion. So you have the same guy in Kevin Givens. I think you might have slipped a little bit when it came to the starting defensive tackle for the San Francisco 49ers. But I think when you look overall at depth, it was upgraded because you got another starter behind. So whether it's Elliott starting or Malik Collins starting, the other guy's been a starter in this league. I think that's great. And then, like my guy Luke Luna said to me yesterday, hey, if someone could beat out Kevin Givens, that means they improved even more. So we just talked about those guys that are right there nipping on his heels. So potentially the San Francisco 49ers could have a deeper defensive line. I just don't know what we're going to get from Malik Collins or Jordan Elliott. Can we get Malik Collins going from 5 sacks to 7.5? That would definitely help everything. So it's going to be interesting, but it could by the end of the year us saying, yeah, that's the deepest defensive line we've had in a while.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They may not have quite the dynamics that they've had before, when you lose a guy like Eric Armstead, but I do agree that they should be deeper. And I think that probably that's going to make them better overall, especially if they're fresher. They'll be able to handle injuries better. So I feel good about the defensive line going forward.